How's it going, guys? I'm here with my first XY Wi-Fi battle. I'm actually not at the point in the game where you get the versus recorder yet, so I actually ended up live recording this, so it's probably going to be a little bit longer than it actually needs to be. But I saw Shofu was doing a live stream, so I was like, hey, I'll pop in, I'll see what's going on. His quality looks freaking amazing. I need to get me one of those capture cards. For now, it's just going to be webcam quality. I haven't really tweaked with, like, what the proper focus is or anything like that. It was just like, oh my god, if I get to play him, I'm going to slap my webcam in front of my DS and then just go with it, do whatever I can. So it's not as in focus slash well edited as it could be, but the fact I'm playing on a 3DS XL definitely helps, just because you get to see a lot more of the things. But I have an in-game team, and it's, I don't know, he's got his in-game team and stuff, I've got mine. His mega being Lucario. We don't learn this until later. It's so in-gamey that like 3 of his pokes don't have items. I think like 2 or 3 of mine still have Luck Incense on them, which I was completely spacing out on. But hey, we'll get into the battle. Before this, you should know that, like, I don't know, I think I mentioned that I was only at the 4th badge. If not, here it is. I'm only at the 4th badge, but I had one of Shofu's stream viewers actually trade me a Kangaskhanite, which is the item you need to Mega Evolve Kangaskhan. So I was like, alright, let's do it. So this is my first time Mega Evolving Kangaskhan. I was pretty freaking excited to go for the double fake out, but the one thing I failed to remember about Talonflame is when you're faking it out twice, you have twice as many odds of getting the flame body hacks off of it. If I didn't get it on the first one, I probably would have got it on the second one. I thought he was going to lead off with T-Tar, so I could, you know, steal a quick power-up punch, which actually activates twice when you do it. You get both of the attack boosts, is what I'm trying to say. But now I have a freaking burn Mega Kangaskhan on turn 1, and it threw me really off guard. I didn't know what I wanted to do about it or anything like that. I was like, okay, I should have expected Fly being an in-game team, so saw the strength, whatever. Decided to switch out. I think I ended up going into my Aegislash after this, just because I know I can take a Fly fairly easily. I got the Rocky Helmet on it, blah, 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 all of that. I know I'm in danger of taking a Flame Charge or whatever fire move he might happen to have, but this thing is a positive defense nature. It's in the defensive form, and I think I have a good amount of EVs in defense as well. I did EV my in-game guys to an extent. Leveling them up, they were fighting other Pokemon, but then what I could salvage, I actually ended up EVing through Super Training, because, hey, it's a fun little side activity. It was nice. So go for a Swords Dance right here, just to get my boost, because I do have Shadow Claw and I have Shadow Sneak as well. The other thing I failed to remember is that Helioptile was a thing, but I was too focused on going for Shadow Sneak in order to take it out. But this thing is normal electric, so it will be immune to the Shadow Sneak and the Shadow Claw. And now I'm stuck in my offensive form against something slower, and I don't have King Shield on this yet. And I also have a negative special defense nature because it's an in-game poke. So I decided I'm going to switch out of here, decide to go into my Quad Resist, which is my Rotom. He eats up the T-Bolts, and I wanted to have a Rotom on this team without actually committing to having 2 Ghost types. So I was like, what's a type that I need? And then right here, we both forgot that Thunder Wave no longer affects electric types anymore. That's some 5th gen and back shit. But I had a funny turn going on right there. And I don't know if there's really anything else he can do while staying in. I know I have T-Wave and Confuse Ray on the set. I've got Leaf Storm because I'm a Leaf Rotom, and I think the other attack I have is Shockwave, because I didn't find the TM for T-Bolt, nor have I leveled up to 64 in order to get the Discharge, which would be another pretty good option too. I probably would have taken off T-Bolt if I had that option as well. But or not the T-Bolt, the T-Wave. I would take off T-Wave for Discharge and use the slot for something else. So you guys know how that works. It's friggin' in-game stuff. So, decided to go into this thing because the last Flame Charge I got hit with was a crit. So I know I can take another one. I should be able to take it a lot better. And also the fact that he's confused would hopefully at least discourage a switch. Even if he hit me, the Rocky Helmet would activate. I can go for a Shadow Sneak right now. I think my main thought process here was that he might do it again, so I ended up trying to go for the Night Slash, I think, which is another level up move. Not really going to do too much of the Blastoise at all, just because it's a freaking Blastoise. But I love the stance change on this thing. It changes it from 150 base defense and base special defense to 150 attack and spec attack when you flip-flop forms. So if you play it right, you can you can wreck a lot of shop with this thing. It doesn't have the moveset I want it to. I do want King Shield on this in order to get like that thing going on. But the other reason it took me so long to play him is because I was leveling up my scrub to evolve into this thing, which is a Dragelgy, I think. It's got a weird spelling, but it's like dragon algae. It's a poison dragon. It's the only one of its type. I thought it'd be really cool to try to run it. I've got, what is it? I got Toxic, Venoshock, Sludge Bomb, and Surf. It's a little redundant, but it's an in-game shit, so, hey, yeah. I think it gets Dragon Pulse leveling up as well. I'm definitely going to put that in place of, like, Venoshock, I would assume, and maybe take off Toxic for something else. It just works in-game, so that's what I'm doing. But goes into T-Tar, and this thing has really interesting stats in that its spec attack is acceptable. Its defense is pretty good. Its HP stat is also more or less acceptable. Attack is kind of piss poor. The special defense is really what shines about it, as well as the typing. I just think it's a really cool looking Pokemon. But it's really slow too. It's slower than T-Tar, which is how you know you've got a slow Pokemon on your hand. But I do have a little bit of HP, so I'm just going to go for the Toxic. And in hindsight, I probably should have gone for the Surf or just flat out switched out. And the one thing I was not remembering, I didn't really pay too much attention to his team, so losing Aegislash the way I did is actually going to bite me later big time, because I have nothing for his Scizor, and there's a couple of other things that I just, in general, needed Aegislash for. But I decided to go into my Hydlucha. The Rock Slide Miss really doesn't matter that much, A, because it's neutral to it, because I am a Fighting Flying. I'm that new Pokemon that gets the Fighting Flying move as well, which I think is probably his most hilarious move, and probably one of the better looking moves in the game, just because of the context. But it's Flying Press, it's a Fighting Flying move, and I just get to go ahead and rock the T-Tar. So, I don't know how the effectiveness mixes in there, because freaking Flying is resisted by Rock, but Fighting is super effective against Rock and Dark, so I don't know. It killed the T-Tar. I'm happy with that. Now this right here is something that really, really pissed me off. I'm faster than this, but I miss. And had I not missed, I probably would have gotten away with a lot more shenanigans than I did in this match. This is the point where everything goes downhill. I have nothing to take on this Helioptile anymore. I can go into my Rotom and go for a Leaf Storm, but I don't remember if I've seen a Scizor yet, but I decide I think I'm just going to go for a Leaf Storm to try to take it out. He recognizes that, decides to go into his Talonflame's Death Fodder. I get to see Leaf Storm's animation for the first time as well. It looks pretty sick, if you ask me. But I do have the special attack reduction, and he still has a Helioptile. And now he's just lost something that he didn't really have much of a use for in the first place. So, the other thing I'm noticing about the battle thing is there is an hour time limit, and you get 100 seconds to pick your move, which is actually pretty cool. I see the Lucario. I don't see anything else on his team that could possibly Mega Evolve other than Blastoise. I'm assuming just based on shofu in general that his Mega Evolution is going to be Lucario. And this is where I know I'm fucked, because the only thing I had that was naturally faster than this was Hawlucha, and it died because of a miss, and the close combat just wipes me out. I completely underestimated Mega Lucario. I don't even think a physically defensive Rotom would have been able to take that. So probably should have just sacked Mega Kangaskhan right there, but I decided to go into my Delphox. I know I'm a Timid Nature one, and hopefully if these are in-game things, then I should have a slight edge on speed as well. I'm not sure if Delphox is base speed, but I did get a positive nature female, so I might as well try to roll with that with the Flamethrower as well. I know he's going to bring in his Blastoise, but I do have Grass Knot as well, so this is perfect. So Flamethrower does a little bit, and then I can just go for the Grass Knot to finish him off. I don't remember if I got the Expert Belt at all going through, but if I had it, I should have put it on. I think this is the thing that ended up having Luck Incense, which I feel really stupid about. If I had like Mind Plate or something like that, I could have at least taken advantage of Psyshock. But it's Flamethrower, Grass Knot, Psyshock, and Light Screen, which honestly isn't that terrible. I mean, Light Screen's just kind of a level up thing in general, so hey. Goes for a T-Bolt. Not going to do a lot at all, but I'm realizing that if I had attacked twice, I would have been in a way better boat, because now he realizes that he's probably going to have to slow this thing down to take it out with something else. Flamethrower just didn't do the job, and the T-Waving was basically the nail in the coffin. I can now no longer outspeed his Mega Lucario, and I can't out-prioritize it with anything else at all. So I have nothing against his 3 that are left over. So on top of that, I didn't know this thing got Surf. That's really freaking interesting and really cool. It's great for ground types, especially if it ends up being a lower tier Mon. Which I don't really think it'll be. The spec attack stat on it isn't bad, and the speed on it definitely isn't bad either. Surf is just a nice coverage move on there for those of you that can't get HP, Ice, or Grass, or anything like that. But, what do I have left? I have a Paralyzed Delphox, I have a Burned Mega Kangaskhan, and I believe I have a less than half health Dragalge. I'm kind of hoping I can outspeed this, but it turns out that I can't. The fact that he sent it in means that he more than likely has something to take me out. This being Thief, and the fact that he doesn't have an item on him now means that he gets to see what I had, and he just steals some of that Luck Incense off of me. I put Luck Incense on everything in-game just because you get mad money going through, and the clothes for the customizing can get kind of expensive. So going to this thing, I was like, maybe I can do something from here, and it turns out I'm probably still going to die to a Bullet Punch anyway. Especially at that range of HP. Even the HP investment just doesn't help at all. So, light screen wears off, not like I'm dealing with a special attacker in the first place. I get to go into my Kangaskhan, and the one thing I wanted to show off, because I know I was going to end up dying anyway, is Power Up Punch actually activates twice. So, get the spec attack raise on that one. The Kid Hit does nothing because I'm burned, but I also get another attack raise. So, get a nice little +2 on that, but he just gets a U-turn out into his Mega Lucario, and that is actually going to be the game. So, couple of definitely some portions in the game I could have played a lot better. But, you know, for second actually Wi-Fi battle, the first one was against NBZ. I will post that in the description because he uploaded it on his channel. But, second Wi-Fi battle using in-game Eevee stuff, it definitely wasn't bad. I'm having a lot of fun with this generation, and it just looks gorgeous as well. So, 2-0 in his favor. Whether or not we'll ever rematch, I honestly don't know if that would be a thing in the future, but if you'd like to see it, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Don't have any competitive Mons on this thing yet, but I've learned that Destiny Knot makes breeding a lot easier, and that it passes on, I think, like 5 out of 6 of the IVs of the parent holding it to the child, which is just like, well, that's basically everything that you could ever possibly need ever, especially if you have like a flawless Ditto. You basically just breed with that. So breeding got a lot easier. A bunch of different things definitely got a lot easier. So competitive Mons could be a thing. It'll take me a little bit longer to build them up though. And then honestly on December 26th, the floodgates are just going to open and I'm just going to be able to get everything transferred over. Or just get some stuff on PokeCheck and get it transferred over in case it shows up as hacked because of PokeGen and whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that was a Wi-Fi battle, I guess. If you guys enjoyed it, you can leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. And I'll definitely see you guys later.